From Cali to Tally, it's time to wake up. WarChant.com is your ultimate Seminole sports source, and this is Wake Up War Chant. Now here's WarChant.com's Aslan Hudjavandi and Corey Clark.
Bring it! What? We right here. We're not going anywhere.
Wake up! What's up, everybody? Friday edition of the program. I'm Aslan. He's Corey. You already know all that. But as always, I continue to fall into the trap of not having something else to say to start the show off. But Corey's here to make everything better. Corey, how are you, friend?
I am good, buddy. I'm ready to go. I'm looking forward to this big showdown on Saturday between two of the worst offenses in the United States.
Golly, man. Where is the fun-loving, happy-go-lucky Corey Clark that we all fell in love with the first time we read your fantastic prose, wherever it was, whether it was the Democrat or War Chant? Where is
or the
he?
Gwinnett Daily Post or the Thomasville Times-Enterprise.
Where is he?
You know, he's still in here somewhere. He kind of locked himself away into in a storage space because he's been burned by the college football over the first month.
Yeah.
But maybe I'll see a few touchdowns on Saturday, and he'll come back out.
A few tutties. I don't, by the way, we'll never say that word on this program ever again. I don't like the whole tutties for touchdowns. Touchdowns are touchdowns. I don't know tutties.
Is that a thing now? Tutties?
Yeah, kids call them tutties. Come on, knock it off.
Oh, no.
Knock it off, kids.
That's not good at all.
Hey, on a scale of 1 to 10 on the misery index, what were the Thursday Jimbo leaning on the Heisman Trophy post-practice interviews like for you?
Honestly, because of my situation the last 3 years, I wasn't there a lot.
Okay.
And before that, they were in the turf room, and I always thought they were fine. They were weird because we'd wait, in that room, and then he'd come up for 8 minutes. It was just a weird setting, but actually, I like those. I typically like those more than the ones where where he was at the podium. Right. A little more relaxed, a little more. I don't know. They were just different. I liked them a little better. Why? What are you thinking about Willie?
Well, his Thursday press conference. I mean, it's not even a press conference. His Thursday availability is just he doesn't really have a lot to say, and we don't have a lot to ask him, which I'm kind of disappointed in my fellow media members. But I don't know. I guess maybe the hay's in the barn. We've already spoken to him earlier in the week. We've spoke to each coordinator. We've spoke to probably literally a dozen players. So I guess maybe there's not a lot left to ask him. But when you're 2-2, you figure. Now, there's some stuff we should be able to ask him and get some answers out of him. I mean, heck, today was one of those where everything just went quiet, and then his body guy is like, is that it? We're like, oh, I guess. He's like, all right, that was easy. You guys are easy today. Thank you. And it's like, okay, cool. Glad I woke up for this. Have a great day if you want to, everybody.
Yeah, it's a weird, usually with Jimbo, I know that, it was different with Jimbo because that was like at 6:30 at night. You didn't feel like you had to start your day just for some nonsense. I would say Jimbo on those Thursdays, usually more than anything, it was either a couple questions following up from something on Monday, or it was
injury
stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, that was it. That's really all the Thursday stuff is for. Honestly, the Willie after the games on Saturdays, and then on Monday after he's had a chance to watch film. Those are the two big days. I mean, what has happened the last 2 days that we got Willie for 25 minutes on Monday, so. What would we need? What was asked? What were you wanting to ask? Like, it seems like everything that we would ask has already been asked.
Yeah, no. I mean, I asked him just what does he want to see from the running game in practice that would make him feel like they can actually establish it in a game situation. And it was just they got to be patient. The running backs need to be patient. And then I just asked them about Tamori and Terry and Trayshawn Harrison. Have they done anything in practice to earn more, incorporation into the game plan? And it was just kind of like, well, we'll see how it goes. Everybody's trying their hardest.
You think they're sick of the Tamori and Terry questions yet?
Maybe. Yeah, they're not really trying to entertain at all. It's almost coming like we're aliens. Like, what are you asking? Why are you asking me this? What do you expect me to say? I don't know.
Well, yeah, and it's like at the end of the day, I really do think it's, what could he say other than, he won't look at him. His fail-safe, his go-to is either 89 or 8.
Or just how 15. About we see it too, guys. We're working. I don't know. Some just acknowledge that this kid is
Yeah.
talented? Because we all seem to think he's very talented. I know he's made comments in the past to say that, and he shouldn't feel the need to constantly stump for a kid that's on his team that's already on scholarship. But I don't know, maybe provide some sort of, understanding, or, hey, we understand what we have at our use, and we're going to try to get the best guys, the ball into the hands of our best playmaker, something like that. I don't know. Last time I complained about
I would
the way.
think and hope that that's being stressed. What I do want to see when it comes to Terry, before we get to the phone calls, is I do want to see, and they tried it on Saturday, and he unfortunately put his knee down. Is I want to see them just throw a quick pass to him,
Right.
and to see what he can do, because I think when he gets a full head of speed, as big as he is, he's going to be pretty hard to bring down. Like all we've seen him do so far, really, is he made a good catch in the end zone. He made
all he does is catch touchdowns. Boring. Yawn.
But he had exactly. But he hasn't. I want to see him kind of in the middle of the field or a short pass and see what he can do with the ball after he catches it, not just catch it running free into the end zone, which is a great thing in and of itself. But I want to see if he can be incorporated in the short passing game a little bit, other than as a blocker.
I wonder if he
I think he'd be hard to tackle, man, for a 5'10" cornerback.
I wonder if he has quick get off though. Like if he can burst off that, sort of having your back to the end zone, you're facing the line of scrimmage, catching the ball, then having to turn and accelerate upfield.
That's what I want to see. That's what I'm interested in seeing. Is as you put it, his quick get off and his burst.
Yeah. All right. Health-wise, Landon Dickerson was, I guess that's the main person people are wondering about. It just sounded like he's been getting better every single day is what Willie said, and I think he said they hope to have him. I think that's about the extent of what he gave us. And I'm not criticizing that. I'm simply just trying to make sure I don't say something incorrect. I'm trying to pull up the actual Tuesday or the Thursday update thing from Ira. What did Ira put?
Yeah, I think he said that they hope to have him on Saturday.
Yeah, there we go. That's what Ira put down. 5-star says, he quoted him as, Dickerson has looked better each day, and they hope he will play Saturday. So there you go, everybody. 5 games. Let's go with our 5th different combination of guys starting on the offensive line. I got a good feeling about this one, though, Corey. Just do. I think I like this configuration.
This is going to be that when they do shift those deck chairs on the Titanic, this is going to keep the ship afloat.
Oh, stop it. All right,
this week.
Let's get to the phone calls, but before that, shout out to Ban141. New member, it looks like he dropped the question in late into the mailbag, but it was basically asking about the whole transfer rule and whether Florida State might look into a guy like Jalen Hurts or a Kelly Bryant. We spoke about it. Just want to let you know we saw your question. We do read all of them. And, that's that. All right, Corey, you ready?
But by the way, real quick, both of those guys, I think the way they run and as physical as they are would be welcome additions for this offense. They cannot throw the ball as well as DeAndre Francois can. Everybody agrees on that. There's enough tape, enough film. But I think both of them would probably be better for this offense just because of the element of the running game and what a running quarterback can do for this offense and how that helps an offensive line too, by the way.
Yeah, I think the conventional wisdom is that if you're able to run the ball with the effectiveness of a Jalen Hurts or Kelly Bryant and Willie's offense, and maybe Quentin Flowers is proof positive of it, you probably have guys streaking down the field. A lot more open options.
Yeah.
You might not have to be as accurate or as pinpoint or as precise, a typical quarterback that people have in their mind. But if you can run, if 3rd and 3 is going to be converted 97% of the time because you're just going to run and bulldoze a guy over, probably opens up the passing game a little bit. But I don't know. We'll see. I think
the fact that if you had to choose, I think they're equal. I think Hurts is probably a little bit better, but they're very similar quarterbacks. Good runners, physical runners, not great passers. Both winners. They both won a lot of football games.
Correct.
Going back to my point yesterday, I would be more inclined to take Jalen Hurts just because how he handled Tua. I think he'd be a better teammate. I think he'd be in it more for the team than for himself. Obviously, he'd be transferring to Florida State to play. But I also think I was really, really turned off by Kelly Bryant, quitting on a team 4 games into a season.
Yeah. What does it
say,
though?
At least Jalen stuck it out. At least Jalen is sticking it out.
What does it say, though, if you do bring in a guy when you're going to have a 5th year? I mean, would he be a 5th-year guy, DeAndre, next year? Or that would it be 4 full years? Because he's a redshirt.
He redshirted in 15, so 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
He'd be
He'd be a
5th year. And you're just going to thanks for your contributions.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, you got to do what you got to do to try to win. And if by the end of this year my man still is no threat at all in the running game, and the offense still kind of looks like this, because it's not going to be great if you're just passing 50 times a game, then yeah, I mean, sorry, maybe Francois can go transfer somewhere where he can throw it and be in a normal pro style offense. That's what this sport is now, right? Just willy-nilly going from one school to another. If he graduates, he can go anywhere he wants. He can go to Clemson and back up Trevor Lawrence.
So Willie installed the Gulf Coast offense, and they still were a power running team. Like, both of these scenarios are very unlikely, Core, but if one of them you had to put money on, like, what would be more likely, that this offense could function at a, let's say, like a B-, C+ level, with DeAndre Francois having to throw the ball 40 to 50 times a game, or this offense eventually finding its way and being able to run the ball 40, 50 times a game and get 200, 250 yards on the ground?
What's more likely?
Yeah.
But with Francois at quarterback, I mean, you're going to have to actually move the ball and score points. I think it would appear that if he's not willing to be a runner, then you're going to have to throw it a ton. But with this offensive line, man, that's just asking for turnovers.
Yeah.
It's asking for strip sacks. It's asking for interceptions under pressure. It's asking for a lot of 2nd and 24s. It's rough with this offensive line to do that, to be a team that throws it 50 times, because I don't think they can block it up.
All right, well, I think there's ways they can maybe work around it, but we'll see how it all goes. What we do ask you folks, though, is give us your questions. You do it on the Tribal Council, as well as calling us on 850-792-5730. The number I just said I think is pretty much wrong, so don't even worry about that.
Don't try that one.
Yeah,
might as well give out your cell phone number.
Yeah. Anyhow, first question, let's get right to it, Corey.
Hi, this message is for Corey Clark. I was calling from Louisville, Kentucky. We ran into you at Garnet and Gold's signing for the Virginia Tech game. And we told you I was the fist bump mom that gave you a fist bump instead of a handshake. And we told you we would take you on to Churchill Downs when you got here. If you still want us to take you, my son and I would take you all over there. We hope to see you at the Louisville game. Take care.
There you go, Corey. A member of your fan club. Are you going to go to Churchill Downs? Do you need to get in contact with them?
Well, here's the thing. I don't know that I need to get in contact with them, because I will definitely be at Churchill Downs. I would hope to be there by at least the second race, and then Daddy's going to stay till the sun goes down. And I shouldn't be hard to find. I doubt it will be too crowded, and I'll be the bald guy winning all the money. So if you just look for me in the stands, I'll probably be in the I don't want to stand on the rail. I want to be up a little bit in the reserve seats. That's like $10, Aslan. You could just get in for $3, but the big spenders are going to put 10 in there, and they get to sit in the actual seats. So if you want to meet me up there, I will be there, and I'll probably have a huge wad of cash. But I really appreciate the invite, and I will be there anyway. So come say hello.
Boom. Next question.
Hey guys, Jim in Tampa here, aka 5517. I thought we were going to get 55 this week. It would have been sweet, but to quote the great Shane Falco, I think the problem with the Seminoles is they have quicksand. Anytime anything happens negatively or whatever, they all start just one thing after another just keeps on happening, and then it snowballs. So I think they just need to get out of that mindset and realize what kind of athletes and everything they are, and just go out there and have fun and play.
I like how Jim from Tampa constantly refers to himself, Corey, as AKA 55-17, because he was obviously so gung-ho that this whole thing was going to work. But relaxing, focusing, being able to handle adversity better, are those the things, obviously, that this team needs to do better?
There is a mental aspect to it. Sure, I get it, and we've talked about it a lot. But it's so simple, it's dumb, but just play better. Just go play better. Go score points. Then you start feeling better about yourself. You can say to relax and to focus, all that stuff. And it all makes sense, and it's all true. They're all truisms. But until you have success, none of it matters. Go have some success on Saturday. Go find the end zone a few times. Win a game on the road against win an ACC game, which you haven't done a lot of here in the last few years. And then we'll go from there. We'll see what it looks like after that. But until they have success and find success, it's the chicken or the egg, man. I think they're going to have to go find success before they mentally get right. It's not the other way around, in my opinion. I don't think you get mentally right, and because it's hard. It's hard to say, man. Yeah, we got confidence. We're relaxed. We're going to go play. We're going to go have fun. It's not fun to lose, and it's not good. It's not fun to get your head beat in. So go play. Go do some head beating in. That's a phrase, right? People say that all the time.
For sure.
And then we'll see what this team looks like. But just go have some success first before we start worrying too much about the mental side of things.
Well said. Next question.
Not really, but I appreciate that.
Well, yep. It's Sam from Arkansas. Like 5 things. First off, hot knife through butter is a restaurant trick. I think it not only goes through easy, but it also softens the butter instantaneously. Secondly, if DeAndre Francois loses against Louisville, is that an automatic start for James Blackman after that?
Shout out, Sam in Arkansas. We knew that the whole knife through butter makes the butter easier to cut through. We just didn't realize how it all happens. Like, how do you heat the knife? You know, that's what's stuck in my craw. All right, second part of his question. DeAndre struggles. Is that automatic? No. I mean, I don't think James Blackman, I think at this point, it's either going to have to be injury or it's going to have to be absolute catastrophic for DeAndre to lose his job. Because for whatever reason, obviously, I shouldn't say for whatever reason. That sounds like I'm being glib. He obviously is doing stuff in practice and is putting stuff on tape that makes them feel that he's the best option. So I don't think even if he struggles at Louisville, that means that James Blackman starts against Miami.
Yeah, I think if we were going to see him pulled for performance reasons, it would have happened by now. I'm kind of surprised. I think I said it earlier in the season that I thought it would be, I thought these quarterbacks, whoever was the starter, would have a bit, they wouldn't have as much leeway as a normal starter because there was a guy behind him that had already played at a high level, whoever the backup was, and you'd be more inclined to go with him. But obviously that's not the case. I mean, they went, we all watched the Syracuse game, and Francois never came out. So I would think unless he throws 3 first-half interceptions and it's just really all over the place and awful, you're not going to see Blackman come in. And quite Francois is a better passer than Blackman. And for, I guess we can just go by what Willie's telling us every day with this depth chart that Francois runs the offense better. So he doesn't think that DeAndre's the problem.
Yeah. All right, next question.
Hey, Aslan and Corey, it's Doug at Michigan. Wake up, because I listen to it in the mornings. So, question, listening to y'all talk about Cam Akers trying to make too much. Do you think that is a subconscious mentality of him following Dalvin Cook and trying to live up to what Dalvin Cook did here and not just being Cam? He's trying to be Dalvin instead. Thanks. Love the show. Talk to you later.
I think that's our first question ever from Michigan. That's a good thought. I don't know. I think Cam Akers is Cam Akers. I don't think his struggles is any sort of psychological chasing the ghost of Dalvin Cook. Obviously, with Dalvin set the bar here, but he set the bar for fans and what fans expect. I don't think the other running backs are chasing Dalvin Cook's greatness. I don't think that's affecting Cam. I don't know if Cam's 100% healthy. I don't want to speculate on that because we haven't been told anything otherwise. Obviously, this offense just doesn't seem to have really much of a rhythm, and I think that's what's causing him to not live up to the expectations he set for himself this preseason.
Yeah, and I think there is some psychological stuff going on, but yeah, I don't think it's in relation to Dalvin Cook. I think it's in relation to Cam Akers' own standards for himself, not for what the standards that other people have for him. And I think it's in relation to, you start blinking, you start flinching. Like if you keep getting hit in the arm really hard by one of your buddies at lunch, every time somebody pulls back, you're going to flinch and move your arm. That's essentially every time he gets the ball and tries to find a hole, there's not much there and he's getting hit and tackled hard. And so occasionally when there is a hole and there's a crease there's something to be made, he's flinching already. He's just not, like they keep saying, he's not being patient. He's pressing too much, and again, it's the whole thing. He needs to kind of relax and play, but that's easier said than done when you're getting tackled near the line of scrimmage on virtually every carry.
Well, here's my thing. It's a game. I'm not diminishing. I'm saying in the game, it's 45 reps and it's 20 run plays and the rest you're doing pass pro. But during the week, is he not able to run? Is he not able to see daylight so that he's not having that psychological scarring from the poor showings on Saturday? I would hope that not every single day that Cam Akers is playing running back in practice and walkthroughs and games, that is just absolute disaster every single time.
No, I wouldn't think that. I think in practice, I'm sure he's fine in hole. He's fine in daylight. I'm sure that happens occasionally, but games are different. And, I get it. I don't think Cam is like ruined. He just hasn't been able to get going. And I think that's kind of, when they talk about him wanting to turn everything into a big play. Well, when you go 4 games and you only have one memorable run in 4 games, really. That's not Cam Akers' life. He's never had a life like that. He's always used to scoring touchdowns every game and making jaw-dropping plays and making people miss and big runs and all that, and that's not happening. So I think that wears on him a little bit. Like, he's looking so much to make the big play that it affects him a little bit because it's been so long. When was that Virginia Tech? I mean, that was 70 carries ago that he had the big run, 65 carries ago. He's just not used to going that long without hitting a home run. So when a home run hitter – has gone, 12, 15, 17 games without hitting a home run, well, then it's hard to just settle for a single to right field. You're trying to jack one, and I think that's kind of what he's doing, and he needs to get out of that and occasionally take a double to the gap.
That's probably the best metaphor in wake-up history.
Was that a good analogy?
Fantastic. Let's go on to our next question. Let's go down to the 305.
Aslan, Corey, wake up. It's Marlon in Miami. Listen, I was watching Auburn and Oregon, and I know our offensive line is recyclable at best. But I was watching them. They were running a lot of 2 tight ends, 3 running backs in the backfield, especially in the goal line. I'm not seeing none of those concepts with Willie's offense. Is there any reason why he doesn't run more 2-back, 3-back offenses, or maybe an H-back or a double tight end? Because wow, Cam is not going anywhere. I know it's a lot of product to the offensive line, but God, we need to get this guy rolling, especially when they come down here. Love you guys.
Love you too, bud. I like how he refers to the offensive line as recyclable.
Yeah, that's an interesting adjective. A third of their plays had 2 tight ends in it. So that, it's not like he's not doing it at all, but yeah, maybe not enough.
I think just because these offenses have similar goals, obviously moving the ball quickly down the field in a no, huddle up-tempo pace doesn't necessarily mean they're going to go about using the same sets. But, yeah, there's, Auburn's a little creative, but Gus Malzahn also has lost a lot of ball games too. So, I guess Willie's, trying to be lethally simplistic, so probably less for these guys to worry about. But you do sort of wonder at what point do they see the benefit in putting in more 2 tight sets and using those guys in pass protection situations. So we'll see how it all goes. On
the goal line real quick, Oregon was really good in the red zone last year. I mean, they were really good. And I assume South Florida was really good with a rushing quarterback that ran for who knows how many touchdowns in 2016. They were scoring a lot in the red zone. Mm-hmm. So, again, Willie Taggart has had success near the goal line. He's had success every portion of the field, really, with this offense. But the last 2 years, 3 years in particular, near the goal line and in the red zone, they've been really good running this type of offense. So he's not used to it not working. So he has to adjust to what they can't do. But the last 40 games he's coached, he's been really good. Until he got to Florida State, he was really good in goal line, really good in red zone. So you can understand why he think that this system can still work. Now he's got to make adjustments because obviously some of it doesn't. But it's not like he's just not willing. It's not like he hasn't been able to make it work in this system around the goal line. That they're always settling for field goals and not scoring. It has worked. It worked well in recent years for him.
Hey, we're to the finish line. Last question here, Corey. It comes from Dirk in Claremont. I'm just going to paraphrase it because congrats to everybody who called. Everybody kept their questions to under a minute. Dirk went 1:06, which isn't the worst thing.
Not terrible.
It was a 2-part question, but basically he was pointing out, listening to the broadcast with Deckerhoff and William Floyd. William Floyd talking about the fact that the running backs are running too much east-west. They need to run more north-south, make one cut, and just go after it. I think we can all probably agree to that. I think that's what Willie's probably trying to say as much. But when, everyone's got a plan, then you get punched in the mouth. Everyone plans on taking one cut and busting it, through the, the 4-hole or whatever the heck you want to call it. But when you're getting pushed back all the time. I don't know. They have a numbering system, at least most of
I got you. Yeah.
And the second part of his question was the former guy, Jimbo, he's just talking about he watches the coaches shows a lot, and he noticed that it was like the house of cards was falling on him. Did he appear to you different and withdrawn towards the end of his tenure last year, Corey?
I'll be honest, probably shouldn't admit this, but I did not watch his coaches show once last year. So I was subjected to those games in real time.
Yeah.
I did not want to go watch the highlights of 19 to 14 games.
Yeah, I hear you.
Plus, I'd heard everything he was saying was stuff we already heard throughout the week. So there wasn't a lot of new information to glean. But quite frankly, I kind of checked. Much like Jimbo, I kind of checked out on the season early.
Oh, hey, check this out. We didn't do over-unders, so we'll do the over-under on the Tribal Council. I'll post Corey's picks and my picks on the over-under, and I'll also update our season standings. I'm slacking. There was basketball yesterday, everybody. They ran me ragged. Basketball team looks pretty good. They're excited. They're hungry, chip on their shoulder, et cetera, et cetera. You pumped for basketball season, Corey?
I actually am, buddy.
Yeah,
I think they'll be a fun. They've been fun to watch really the last 2 years, 3 years actually. Even when Beasley was here, they're a fun team to watch, and they should be fun again this year. So it's always it should be it's an enjoyable 2-hour experience watching the Florida State basketball team. I can't say that it's always been that way. The last decade that I've been covering them, but the last 3 years in particular have been. It's just an enjoyable style of basketball.
It is. Definitely is. All right, Corey, so you're going to be heading up to Louisville on behalf of the company, and I hope you're safe up there. 4th Street is a pretty cool place. I think you should check it out and enjoy that. Otherwise, what should we expect, and how should we cope with the fact that Florida State's about to play a team that is 2-2, has only beat Western Kentucky and Indiana State? They're 102nd in the nation in first downs, 123rd in the nation in third down conversions, 114th in passing offense, 124th in total offense of 129 teams. What should Florida State fans expect? How should they react? Win or lose, should we all love each other afterwards?
Should we all love each other? Yeah, and I was thinking last week it was I encouraged people to write. I think I encouraged people to write poems, like sonnets. To their loved ones. And again, it doesn't have to be a romantic sonnet. It can be to your kid. It can be to your uncle, whoever you want to reach out to and just express love and admiration for. This week, I'd like more of like a gangster rap, like put something down that you can really rap to, little hippity hop, little, just something. I'm thinking kind of Cypress Hill style, but whatever you want to do, just let the people in your life know that you love them, know that you care for them. Know that you're going to be there through thick and thin, mostly through thick, and then just be yourself. Don't let anybody in this world tell you who you should be or who you shouldn't be, and work on the raps, folks, because people love to be rapped to. I love you, and I love America.
WarChant.com is the ultimate inside source for FSU football and recruiting, and now you can get in on the action for free for an entire month. WarChant.com is offering a risk-free 30-day trial subscription. Get full access to the #1 website covering the Seminoles just by entering the promo code WarChant30. That's WarChant30. Sign up and get in on the world's most active FSU message boards. Receive breaking news, stories from our award-winning staff, plus get exclusive interviews and videos. Just enter the promo code WarChant30. WarChant.com, your ultimate Seminole sports source.